Stop and search has long been a controversial police power. The Home Office is currently reviewing the practice, and 3 years ago Leicestershire Police was heavily criticised for its procedures.
Since then, the force has dramatically cut the numbers of people it searches. It's now being looked on as a model of good practice. Our correspondent Jane Hesketh has been out with officers to see how they use it.
PC Will Adams spots this young man loitering on a derelict industrial estate. He says he's waiting for friends. There's a faint smell of cannabis on him.
I intend to search you under Section 23 of the Misuse of Drugs Act. Okay, and that's looking for any cannabis or illegal drugs. Okay.
By law, officers need a reasonable suspicion to stop and search someone, and they have to explain exactly what they're doing.
Step forwards for me, okay, and then just pop your hands out to the side. And I'll explain to you what I'm doing, so just search all the areas basically to see if there's anything on you.
In 2010, Leicestershire Police were criticised by the Equality and Human Rights Commission for the high numbers of stops and searches they carried out compared to the low number of arrests it led to. Since then, they've reduced the number they do by 70%.
We now use less than 5,000 stop and searches per year. It averages out around about 12 stop and searches per day.
One of the crucial issues for the police is having the public's backing and confidence in stop and search. PC Mark Lacey is a community liaison officer. He talks to young people about their experiences.
Stop search is a really important thing for the police. It's not only an important tool, but also it can be quite impactful on the people that it's used on. And we want to make sure that we are getting ideas off you on how we can do it better, but also telling you why we use it.
It was quite educational really, because obviously before this I didn't know about stop and search and obviously all the history and that lot. And
been stop and searched a few times in my life, a lot, yeah, a lot.
And what was it like?
Horrible, but they're doing their job.
The overuse and misuse of stop and search was one of the key factors of the Brixton riots over 30 years ago. Young black men in particular were stopped and searched under so-called sus laws. Much has changed since then, and the practice is now led by intelligence on the ground or by the public reporting their suspicions.
African Caribbean young men are 1.5 times more likely to be stopped and searched than their white counterparts across the county. And so there's still some work that needs to be done. That's here in Leicester and Leicestershire, where work has been carried out for the last nearly 2 years now. Across the rest of the country, we can still see a disproportionate rate of 7 times for black people compared with whites.
You know, 90% of the time it's legit, but I do believe there's a 10% that, abuse it.
I don't think the stop and search laws are good, because I think you need to let people go about their business. It's kind of infringement on privacy.
Back on the beat, while PC Adams is dealing with this youth, his colleague investigates a vandalised building.
These two lads were looking into the windows, looked like they were going to try and climb in. I've there detained them and brought them back round here. They've got no reason to be in this the grounds.
The remnants of a small amount of cannabis is found on one of the boys, and they are let go with a copy of why they were stopped. Over 1 million stop and searches like this are carried out every year in Britain. On average, 9% result in an arrest. The government consultation is looking at whether it's used in the right way and how it can be better targeted. Jane Hesketh, ITV News in Leicester.
Still to come here on ITV.